And welcome on in to another episode of Getting Wild with Terry and Friends. We got a packed house today. I'm Terry, Tim beside me, Nick down in the bottom left, Brian in the bottom right, and we are ready to break down some baseball. Some of us to call a Canadian football game, CFL game. Some of us the hockey. But we'll jump right into it. Jump into the first game. The New York Mets plus 120 are in Miami minus 140. Total of 7 in this one. Mets coming off a day off yesterday after their rough trip in Houston. Miami coming off a win. And now it's Tajon Walker against Sandy Alcantara. Basically, when I see Sandy Alcantara on the mound, it's basically I'm looking to back him or I'm looking to back the under. And what I did is I took the first 5 under 4 last night. There were 3.5s available as well, but I took the under 4 at minus 120 just to get a little bit of an insurance just in case something does happen here. But Alcantara, in 7 games at home, he's 4-1 with a 1.36 ERA. In 8 games at night, he's 4-1 with a 1.27 ERA. Tajon Walker on the other side, 3-2 on the road in 7 games with a 3.11 ERA. 1-2 at night with a 4.55 ERA in 6 games. Clear pitching advantage with Alcantara, but what I did is I took the under here just because I didn't really like the price for Miami, and it would be a lean to the Miami first 5 run line as well, which I may get to after the show. But I was looking for a better price with the first 5 money line. Didn't find it. Tim, your Mets against the Marlins. What do you think in this one?
Under. And I think this is going to be like a 3-1 Mets win. I think you're going to see Alcantara, who had a normal Alcantara outing last time against the Mets. Whatever. Yeah, Houston, screw off. 2 runs, 6 hits in 8 innings of work in that game. So Alcantara pitched fantastic against the Mets the last time. They got to him towards the end of his run. I expected pretty much the same exact thing where I could see this being a 2-1 game because on the opposite side, I feel like this is the current Mets ace at the moment in Tajon Walker, and he's been phenomenal this year. Last 6 starts, 1 earned run, 4 earned runs, 2 earned runs, 2 earned runs, no earned runs. He's been nothing short of phenomenal. He's proven why he was an all-star last year, I believe. He was the Mets all-star. So this is a spot where if you like pitching, this is the game for you. If you want to see some offense, you probably should flip on another game because you're not going to see much. So under in this game, and it's going to be like 2-1.
All right. Nick, Mets and the Marlins. What do you think on this one?
Yeah, I'm on the same page here. I got 3.5 at minus 110 for the first 5 under in this game. I lean towards the Mets full game money line as well, especially when you're getting them at dog price. You got to keep in mind, one thing that's kind of scaring me with this under that you got to keep in mind a little bit is these 2 teams did just play last weekend, and these 2 pitchers did face off against each other. So this will be the second time in less than a week that these two pitchers would be seeing these lineups, and these lineups would be seeing these pitchers. So I wouldn't be surprised if this game is an over, actually. But I do think I just got to back the pitchers to do what they do. Both these teams do hit well against righties, though, is another thing I've seen. But Alcantara is a Cy Young level right now. There's no hiding that. This guy, and I had him written down at the beginning of the season to win the Cy Young Award. So I'm definitely happy with that pick there. I think this is a lower scoring game, but would it surprise me to see it go over? No, but this is a game I have the first 5 under 3.5 with.
Thanks, Richie.
And I know Richie is going to say the Yurfie.
All right. Bryant, what do you think here and Mets and Marlins?
Yeah, my guy is on the mound. He's quickly becoming – Sandy Alcantara has quickly become one of my favorite players just to watch regardless. He just goes out there and just fucking handles business. I like the Marlins here on the F5. I don't trust their bullpen. The Mets have the noticeably better bullpen. All the metrics kind of show that. Um, it's just one of those things that I do not feel comfortable with the Marlins offense enough against Walker to get them a lead to kind of eliminate the need for the bullpen. So your best bet, if you want to bet full game on the Marlins, is to hope that Sandy goes 7, 8 innings and they blow out the Mets, which that's a good bet. Sandy's went 7 innings in all 4 starts in June, so he's gonna give you some length. So if you're looking to bet maybe a prop on recording outs, I think that's something cool. But for me, my value is in one play and one play alone today. I am looking at two things. One is going to be my best bet, so I'll go ahead and spoil it right now. I'm looking at the Mets team total under 1.5 for the F5. So I've got Sandy holding them under 2 runs for the first 5 innings. I know he pitched against them last week. For the most part, he didn't have too many base runners on base. Was able to kind of navigate through a little bit of traffic here and there. But I think that familiarity makes it a lot easier. I think maybe they get caught napping, just travel from Houston last night, or yesterday, I should say. So, yeah, I like that. And then on top of that, something I really, really am going to take a gamble on is the Mets F5 team total under 0.5 run. Basically, we need Sandy to pitch a shutout for 5 innings. I got it at plus 190. I think this is a great play just to make. You got one of the best pitchers going right now. It's not to say the Mets are a bad offensive team, because they're not in the slightest. But like you guys said, this is a pitching heavy matchup, and I think this game will kind of play out as such. And I wouldn't be surprised to see this game 0-0, 1-0, or something like that after 5 innings. So those are my 2 plays in this game. I lean towards the Marlins to win on the F5. I don't like it if this game goes or if the Marlins are not up after 5 or 6 innings. I think the Mets end up coming back and winning. So,
all right. We'll move on along to the second game, which has already been referred to earlier on. The Houston Astros are in New York facing the Yankees. Plus 115 for the Astros, minus 130 for the Yankees. In this one, we have 2 really good pitchers on the mound. In this one, Verlander, Justin Verlander seems like the guy never ages. 8-3 in the year with a 2.30 ERA. His record on the road and at night is exactly the same. He's 4-2 with a 2.15 ERA. Luis Severino on the other side at home, he's 3-0 with a 2.33 ERA, and at night he's 3-0 with a 2.27 ERA, both in 7 games played. He's played better at home for the Yankees, and I think we're going to have a bit of a pitcher's duel here in this one. And then I think at the end of the game, the Yankees will be victorious. So I took the Yankees money line minus 130. That's basically the only way I went about this. Yesterday, there was runs. I wouldn't be surprised if there's runs again. So I definitely don't want to touch the total, because I could see it going either way. I could see it being 1-0 after 5, or I could see it being 5-2 after 5. So I'm going to stay off the total, but I like the Yankees to win the full game. Tim? Houston Yankees, Houston and New York. What do you think here?
I'm staying as far away from this game as I possibly can. Honestly, if you're going after one of these teams, take them on the money line. I wouldn't mess, Omar. I would not mess with any run lines in this entire series, because these 2 teams are the top 2 teams in the American League, and I don't think any of these games are going to be run lineable games. I think it's going to be wire to wire the entire time. I don't think there's going to be any blowouts. I think these are probably the 2 most competitive teams in the American League. And when it comes to it, I would kind of lean towards the Astros. Am I betting it? No, because whenever I bet against the Yankees, they always win. Whenever I bet on the Yankees, they lose. So I'm not messing with the Yankees. In the beginning of the year, it was the Blue Jays I couldn't figure out. Now it's the Yankees that I just cannot get behind or can't figure out any time I bet on them. It's a mess. I'm staying away from this game, but these are two really good teams. So I expect to see these two teams in the ALCS later on in the year.
All right. Yeah, what's funny is that like they had looked yesterday like it was going to be a blowout for both teams at different times, and then it ended up being a one-run game. So that can definitely happen. Nick, Astros and Yankees. What do you think of this one?
Yeah, this play burnt me yesterday, but I'm going right back to touching the stove here. I'm gonna take the first 5 under again. I both these pitchers grade out really nicely on my spreadsheet. A lot of green I'm seeing for both sides on this one here. Severino's looked really good this year, and Verlander. I think that he'll be able to go out and pitch pretty well here. I got 4.5 at -110 for the first 5 under. I think we see a good pitchers duel. And then after that, this Astros bullpen is kind of sus at times. They've blown a few saves. We saw that last night. I think that the Yankees win this game as well. I don't know if I'm going to get involved on the side here. I was looking a little bit towards the run line at +165 here with the Yankees, thinking that they win this game like a 4-1 type of game. And Luis Severino goes out and throws 6-7 good innings. And then you go to Clay Holmes and Aroldis Chapman in the end of the bullpen there. So something on those lines. But I think that the Yankees win this game, but I like the first 5 under 4.5 more than anything here.
All right. Bryant, Astros and Yankees. What do you think of this one?
Yeah, you get to see my good old friend Justin Verlander for the first time in since 2019. I think that was the last time the Yankees that have went up against Verlander. I'm gonna be honest. This past weekend, last Saturday, when they got lit up against the White Sox, my eyes kind of opened up a little bit. Verlander's had some weird starts this year where he's not looked great. I think because of who he is and his reputation as a pitcher in its entirety, people, able to put the rose-colored glasses on and turn a blind eye to it. But being that the Astros are a team that I expect my team, the Yankees, to have to play come October or something like that, I focus in on it naturally. And I'm watching it, and some of these games, man, he just doesn't look crisp at all. He's been able to get out of some jams, but he had that start against the Mariners where they hit him for like 4 home runs. He had obviously this week where he got lit up by a White Sox team that didn't have Tim Anderson and some of these other guys. He's had some weird performances. Needless to say, he's still their ace. I still think he's a really solid pitcher, especially at that age. But he doesn't strike out guys like he used to. That used to be a big thing for him. And because of that, and the fact that he's now become much more of a fly ball pitcher, I don't like how that plays in New York, man. I don't. I'm sorry, Nick. I think that under is going to get cracked today for that F5. And I say that also because I'm not sure what we're going to get from Sevy. He has a tendency to have like a 1 or 2 start like stretch where he struggles to find himself a little bit, and then he'll course correct and be fine. Obviously, the Jays hit him up pretty well this past weekend as well. So I think there's definitely going to be runs in that first 5. Ultimately, though, I like Sevy to do what he needs to do, and I think the Yankees still win this game at -132 is what I got it at. So I'm going to take the Yankees on the money line. And also another play that I like in this game, I've got Sevy at 7 strikeouts and the Yankees to win +164. It was a little special on my book. I think it's golden right there, and I also think you can also take a chance at Severino 5+ strikeouts and the Yankees to win. It's -110. His numbers, I mean, if you look at his strikeout numbers, he's put up 7, 8. He's went double digits against the Tigers. I think that the strikeouts will be there, especially considering the last third of the Astros lineup are guys who I've literally never even heard of. Maldonado is not a hitter. Dubon is not a hitter. I think I can't remember the other person's name, but they all went hitless last night. Literally all 3 of them. So that in itself can get you at least three or four strikeouts, assuming that he's able to get through the lineup and stuff like that. So those are my plays. I like the Yanks here, and yeah.
All right. We'll move on along to the next game. This one I did do a free pick video for yesterday, but I'm so strongly opinionated on it, and I want to see obviously what the other three guys have to say. The Blue Jays minus 150 are headed to Milwaukee plus 130, a total of 8.5. Like the Mets, the Blue Jays are off a rare day off. Alek Manoah on the mound, 3-1 in 6 games on the road with a 1.80 ERA, 3-0 with a 0.90 ERA in 5 games played at night. He's just been outstanding. Adrian Hauser on the other side, 2.94 ERA, 2-3 record in 6 games at home, 1-4 with a 2.75 ERA in 7 games at night. But in the month of June, he's 1-2 with a 5.40 ERA in 4 games played. His road numbers are pretty bad. His home numbers are better, so he obviously does pitch better at home, which is most likely for most pitchers. But with Manoah's road record, the way he's pitching this year, I think this is a great spot. The Brewers coming off a series against their big rivals, the Cardinals, and I think it could be a possible letdown spot against a Jays team that's a little bit rested and ready to go behind their ace, in my opinion. Also, Hauser's allowed 3+ runs in 4 of his last 5 games. Manoah's allowed 2 or less runs in 11 of his 13 starts this year. And I think that pretty much speaks for itself. For me, Toronto first 5, -0.5, which I got at -105. I have a unit and a half on that. It's my best bet of the night. And I also have Toronto money line parlayed with St. Louis Cardinals money line, which is plus 182. I really like those two teams together as well. Tim, Blue Jays against the Brewers. What do you think in this one?
Yeah, we're going to take the Brewers -4.5 right now. I'm on the Blue Jays tonight. Alek Manoah is one of the best pitchers in baseball right now. Top 5 for ERA. He's one of 5 pitchers who has a 2.00 ERA or lower, along with Gonsolin, Alcantara, McClanahan, and Perez. So he's definitely up there with some good company. He had a little bit of a rough start his last time out, but that was against the Yankees. Can't really blame him on that one. He's been phenomenal either home or road. 3-1 road record, 1.8 ERA. His home record is his home ERA is slightly better, and it's quite cool to see. It's interesting to see how he's pretty solid no matter where he's pitching. And I don't trust Adrian Hauser. And another thing you can't really trust is that Milwaukee offense. So I think that you're gonna get a good game out of Manoah. This one will probably end up being like a 5-1 type of game, where maybe the bullpen lets up a run for Toronto. But I could see an under in this game. But my top one from this one is going to be the Blue Jays on the run line at plus money.
I like it. Nick, Blue Jays and Brewers. What do you think of this one?
Yeah, we get to talk about another pitcher I had written down on my futures for a Cy Young Award with Mr. Manoah here. I liked him heading into the season, and so I'm going to continue to back him here. His stats have been really good lately, and it's just a clear and obvious pitching advantage for Toronto in this game over Hauser, who has struggled a little bit as of late. This was a pretty simple double up for me. First 5 full game run lines here with the Toronto Blue Jays. Got -110 for the first 5 run line, got +110 for the full game run line. I just expect them to cruise in this game and take care of business.
All right. Bryant, 3 of us on the same side so far in this game. Are you with us, or is this are you against us?
I'm definitely behind the Jays here tonight as well. Everyone kind of pretty much outlined everything about the difference really in this game. I would also like to note that Adrian Hauser has an ERA over 6 in his last 3 starts. There's just no way I can't get behind that. Tim nailed it. The biggest like underlying thing here is the fact that the Brewers do not score runs. They just can't score runs. So your pitchers having a rough go of it is already one thing, but when you can't even like pick them up via offensively, it just makes for a bad time. And Manoah's not going to sit out here and get lit up. He didn't even get lit up last game against the Yankees. It was really that one inning. Aaron Hicks had that double that cleared the bases, and that was really kind of it. I mean, he competed though for the most part, and yeah, so. I like for him to bounce back. He's going to get a win tonight. I have the Jays on the F5 run line -0.5. I got it at -110. And I also am going to take a stab at the Blue Jays run line. I think that the Jays jump on Hauser early, and then Manoah cruises for 7 innings. And the lead will be big enough that even with an off day, the Jays can throw some of their more premium bullpen arms if they want to make sure they secure a victory. I doubt they will if the game is out of hand. But ultimately, I think Manoah is going to give you 6 or 7. The Jays batter around Hauser and some of that front end of the Brewers bullpen enough so where that both teams just say, we got a game tomorrow. We'll keep our bullpen arms locked and loaded for then. And yeah, so give me the Jays, like I said, on the F5 run line, and I'm going to also sprinkle something on the full game run line as well.
Awesome. Yeah, I was looking at Manoah to record his outs prop, but it's 18.5, which means he would have to get one. Yeah, but he have to go at least the first out in the 7th inning. Yeah. But it was at +150. So I was looking at that, but he's only gone 6 his last couple of games, so I stayed off. But if Manoah has a really good game here, there could be definitely some value in that +150 for 18.5 outs. We'll go on here before we get to last pitch. Bet Stamp. Use code WILD when you sign up to help out the show. I'll bring up their the numbers here for the Jays game. Bet Stamp is great. I don't know how I lived without it. Line shopping. I was literally going book to book to book to find which line had the best line. And now I don't have to do that anymore. All the lines, the best lines are here. So definitely check it out. Another great thing about BetStamp is full transparency. And if you want to see my picks, you can definitely see them. If you follow me at Let's Go Wild Picks on BetStamp. But yes, use code WILD when signing up to help out the show. We'll go on to last pitch. Everything else that I have that we didn't discuss. Actually, I'll just zoom by game. Boston and Cleveland, kind of a pass for me. No real opinion. I could see it going either way. Pirates and Rays. If you just look at it, just looking at the two pitchers' ERA, you may think there's a big advantage with Tampa Bay, but Mitch Keller's played well. And I don't really want to go against him, so I'm not really touching that game. Dodgers and Braves. I went back and forth on this one. I want to take Braves team total over, but it was around 4 or 4.5. But I'm just not sure if I can get there. I think the Braves are gonna want to put a big game on for Freddie Freeman's return to Atlanta. And get facing a lefty in Urias. I do think they could get to him, but I didn't pull the trigger on it yet. Check BetStamp. Follow me on BetStamp, and if I get to it later, you'll get notified as soon as I do. Moving on, Washington and Texas, pass right away. Oakland, Kansas City, pass right away. Colorado, Minnesota. I'm on Minnesota, first 5, team total over 2.5. I think they can definitely get 3 runs against Marquez and the Rockies. Bundy has pitched pretty well at home. All things considered, he has pitched pretty well at home. So that's what kind of kept me off the full game over and the first 5 over. But I'll take the Twins team total over 2.5. Orioles, White Sox. I did do the bet with Bradish starting, but now it's Austin Voth. who doesn't really look like he's going to go very long, 1 to 2 innings. So most likely be the Baltimore Oriole bullpen after that. But I like Michael Kopech coming off a rough game against Houston. I think he's going to bounce back here at home. So I'm on the White Sox first 5 minus a half at minus 115. Cubs and Cardinals. Like I said earlier, I have the Blue Jays money line parlayed with the Cardinals money line. Hendricks against Palante. Pitching advantage with the rookie and the Cardinals. Team advantage with the Cardinals. So I like the Cardinals in this spot. Seattle Angels, Flex and Lorenzen. Didn't get to this one. These two teams are pretty even, all things considered, standings-wise, and just didn't really get to it. Detroit, Arizona, automatic pass. Phillies, Padres, Nola against Gore. I went back and forth on this one all day long. Nola obviously is pitching really, really well right now. Gore coming off 2 really, really, really bad games against Colorado. I'm not sure what to make of that. Obviously, 1 game in Coors Field, 1 game at home, 2 really bad games. And the way the Padres played yesterday, I want to take the Phillies, but something's telling me not to, so I'm just staying off. And then Reds and Giants, Ashcraft against Cobb. It would be a lean with the underdog Reds, but I'm not getting to it. So that'll be a pass for me. Tim, last pitch. Anything else you want to say in baseball? The floor is yours.
I am backing Nick Pivetta. Like I have the past 9 starts of his because he's been phenomenal. I lean towards the Nationals as one of my that's going to be the dog of the day. I like the over in that Colorado game. White Sox run line, and I like even more with Voth pitching. And then I know you said you laid off of that Arizona game. I'm on the Arizona run line. I like the Diamondbacks in that spot. And WNBA, I like the Atlanta Dream today. New York Liberty coming off of a big win as a 10.5-point dog last time out. And then I'll let Nick talk about the CFL play that we have.
All right. Are you staying or are you taking off, Tim?
Yeah, I'm going to take off. You guys are doing hockey next, so.
All right. Thanks for coming, and we'll go over your best bet at the end.
Sounds good. See you later.
See you later. Nick, what do you think here on last pitch?
Good. He's finally gone. I mean, yeah. I like the Red Sox as well today. I got him first 5 minus 130 on the money line. Nick Pivetta has been actually pretty good. Cal Quantrill, he's been shaky. His advanced numbers don't look too great. I like the Rays on the run line. I really do like Jeffrey Springs, and I expect them to take care of business against Mitch Keller and the Pirates in that spot. I like the first 5 under 4.5 with Washington and Texas. I think Espino is kind of a sneaky pitcher. And Dane Dunning's probably, other than Martin Perez, the best the Rangers have. I'm on the White Sox as well. Team total over 4.5 and the run line. And then a couple over 9s with Oakland and Kansas City. I like Colorado, Minnesota over 9 and Seattle, LA over 9. I like the Giants run line minus 1.5 at plus 105. And I got the Phillies first 5 as well.
All right. Bryant, the rest of baseball. Anything else that you like tonight?
Yeah, I'm gonna hop on with everyone else. Like I agree. I like the Red Sox here. I got them on the F5 money line. So my reasoning is I trust Pivetta a little bit more than I trust Quantrill. I think Quantrill's a pretty solid pitcher, but he's had some weird performances of late. The Red Sox offense, they have more noteworthy bats. And I think that may be the difference in between the two in that particular game. So I've got Boston there. I've got the Rangers team total over 4.5. That Nationals bullpen is hot garbage. Really, we got 9 innings to score 5 runs. I like our chances there. Espino is actually a pretty solid little arm. He's not going to be a guy that's going to throw 6-7 innings, but I ultimately just don't there's just so much bad energy around the Nats right now. I can't get in my head to back them. So I'm taking the Rangers team total of 4.5. I got it at -125. I think there's value there, considering the fact that the Nats bullpen is just garbage. I think there's going to be runs in this Twins Rockies game. You got Marquez, got Dylan Bundy. Dylan Bundy had a couple of horrific little starts. I think there's value on both teams. You can go with the over here, or you can just root for runs on either side with a team total over. Me personally, I am going to go with the Twins team total over 4.5 -135. I would not be betting them in any sides for a while for reasons. But yeah, so I'm just gonna root for some runs in that game. That's what I've got there. What else? I've got the Angels F5 run line -0.5 at -120. My boy Chris Flexen stinks on the road. His ERA is over 5. He's lost like his last 3 road starts, I believe. It's just not good for him. And Mike Trout is playing tonight. Mariners fans should be rightfully pissed and quaking. He absolutely just dog walked them all weekend last week, and I think it continues tonight. I would even probably look at maybe dropping a little change on a Trout to home run or to hit a home run tonight prop. He did it last weekend. You know how he gets. He gets in these modes where he just goes nuclear. I don't see why you wouldn't sprinkle maybe like $5 or $2 to $5 or something like that on him to do it. So, but ultimately, I like the Angels here. Lorenzen's a ground ball pitcher type. I trust him a little bit more than I trust Chris Flexen. Flexen's not good on the road. Lorenzen has an ERA like sub 3.5 at home. He's a much better pitcher there than anything else. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. I'm going to stay in Cali for this next pick. We've got the Phillies, and I've got the Phillies F5 money line. I like Nola a little bit more than I like Gore here, and the fact that Gore is a lefty, and we know what the Phillies do to lefties. And Gore hasn't also faced a lineup that lefty heavy with that type of offensive capabilities this year. I think that he'll give up a couple runs. I don't think he'll get lit up, but the combination of those runs plus Nola's pitching, he's the one. Him and Zach Wheeler are the two Phillies pitchers at back. Again, you got to stay in the F5 with them because that bullpen, man, it'll do you in. So I'm gonna ride with the Phillies there, and ultimately I think that's it for me. I'm staying away from the A's, Royals, the Diamondbacks, and the Tigers. You need help if you are betting those games. DM me. I will send you that number. I will. I just can't get into myself to play anything in either of those games, which makes this weekend kind of a wash. I will be betting a lot less this weekend because I'm omitting 3 games. I'm not touching any of those games at any point this weekend. So, but yeah, those are my plays for the night.
All right. We'll quickly go through the Canadian football game here before we get to hockey and then best bets. Ticats +6, +200 on the money line against Winnipeg, -6, -240 on the money line. Total 43 in this one. Basically, it's pretty simple for me. Winnipeg money line -240. They are the better team. They're at home. Hamilton has been blowing leads, and it's kind of a disaster right now. I don't know if this will be a blowout, but I'm pretty confident the Blue Bombers will win. So I do have them parlayed with Calgary for tomorrow afternoon. And Winnipeg Calgary moneyline parlay is -121, which isn't really the best odds, but I'm very confident both these teams will win. So I like Winnipeg moneyline in this spot. Bryant, you don't cap the CFL, I'm correct, right? Yeah, no worries. Nick, Tiger Cats and Blue Bombers. I know you have a couple thoughts on this one. What do you think?
Yeah, I was looking at this one here. One thing I do like to look at when it comes to the CFL is like I don't do this for NHL or MLB or anything like that. I like to know where the market's moving when it comes to the CFL games. And I'm seeing money come in. A decent amount of the tickets and the money is coming in on the over. Yet this total has gone from 43. I saw 33.5, 34s earlier in the week. It's gone all the way down to 30 or 42.5. And that line just doesn't make sense. That if all the money's coming in on the over, the books are just begging for more over money. So I like the under here, under 42.5 in this spot. Also, when you look at the defensive here for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, they were the number one defense in the CFL last year, giving up only 13.4 points a game, and they're right back on that again this year. In their first 2 games, they've averaged 14.5 points given up per game. Also, when you look at what Hamilton has done look at Hamilton on the offensive side of the football, they're missing a few offensive linemen, which I think is going to definitely hurt them trying to be able to move the ball at all, especially against this Winnipeg defense. So I see a lower scoring game where both teams, plus what we have seen from Winnipeg so far this season is they're offensively, they haven't been great. That's what kind of scares me with this -6 number, is that this could easily be a 17-14 type of game where both offensive struggle and the Blue Bombers just don't do enough offensively to cover this number. So I lean towards the Ticats plus the points, but I like the under 42.5 as my play for this game.
All right. And moving on to hockey before we get to best bets. The Tampa Bay Lightning are plus 175 road underdogs in Colorado, minus 210 favorites, a total of 6. These odds are pretty crazy. Pretty crazy odds, but I get it. Colorado on home ice. If they win this game, they win the cup. Tampa Bay, in previous years, in a 2-2 game going to overtime, they would have been on the right side of that. Injuries or what other people are saying about the six men on the ice, whatever you want to say, they lost the game. The game's in the past. There's nothing you can do about it. This is it. 2-time champs are on the brink of elimination. What's going to happen? I have absolutely no idea. My lean would be Colorado minus 1.5. But as I've already said, I'm not betting any more hockey. So my lean would be Colorado minus 1.5. I just can't get to anything in this one. I do have Tampa Bay to win the cup future. So I'll be rooting for Tampa, but no official plays whatsoever for me. Bryant, Lightning, and Avalanche. What do you think here?
Yeah, I think it's a wrap. Tampa had that game. They were there. They were there 2-1 entering into the third period. Colorado tied it up, and they just battled, and it kept on going. And we went into OT, and Kadri put it away. And ultimately, I just think that they're dejected now. They lost. That was after winning Game 3, they had the opportunity. They were in control of Game 4 at home, and they lost. They lost a tough one at home in front of their fans, and now they have to go to Denver, and it's going to be hell there for them. And I just don't see them pulling it out. I've been on them this entire postseason. I've talked numerous times on this specific show about how we just can't, you can't write them off, can't do this. I really think, though, if they won this game, this whole conversation about this entire series would be vastly different right now. But they didn't. And the fashion in which they lost it in, it probably is it's just one of those things that I think is going to be impossible for them to recover from. The first period is going to tell you a lot about how this is going to go. If they're not flying around, I just don't see them being able to compete for the full 60 minutes. So I'm not going to play this, but I think the Avs put this thing to rest and in the champs tonight. So,
all right, Nick, Tampa Bay and Colorado. Do you think Tampa Bay steals one on the road, or does Colorado finish it?
I think we can see these two teams playing back in the same location on Tuesday in a Game 7. I think that this is just value-wise, we're getting plus 175 on the side of Tampa Bay. And I think that number is way too inflated, to be completely honest. I haven't gotten to it yet. I'm probably going to wait, and see how high of a line I can get on the Tampa Bay Lightning here on the money line. If I can get 175, 180, because currently on my book it's plus 165. If I can get up to that 170, 175 range, I might pull the trigger on the Lightning here. I have the Lightning team total over 2.5 and the full game over 6. And this is a spot where I don't think I've seen anybody on the Lightning so far today. I feel like everybody, other than I think one person in our group chat, is on the Avalanche tonight. And it feels like the squarest play on the day, the Colorado Avalanche puck line or the money line or whatever. I think the Lightning steal this game, and I'm going to wait for this line to get as high as possible here. So I like the Lightning in this spot. I think that this is a game where we can see them steal game 5, win game 6 at home, and all of a sudden we're back here for game 7. And then if you think that as well, plus 320 for this series to go 7 games. So I think that's a decent look as well. But yeah, that's my lean at this moment. I'm going to see if I can get a better line for the Tampa Bay Lightning. If not, I'm going to hold on to that team total over 2.5 and the full game over 6.
All right. Yeah, I think if Tampa Bay can win this one, then I definitely think Game 7 is definitely possible. I know that sounds like what do you mean, but like if they can steal this one on the road, then they should definitely.
If you like Tampa Bay this game, if you like Tampa Bay this game, bet this series to go 7.
Yeah, no, I agree. If Tampa Bay wins tonight by some chance, this game it's definitely going 7. They're not going back to Tampa and losing on home ice.
Well, we also saw this last year, 2 series ago for Colorado, where they're up 3-1 on the Blues. The Blues steal game 5 in Colorado, then lose in St. Louis. So I think that is a possibility still.
All right.
I don't know. I feel like if they do make it, if they go back to Tampa and they're still playing, I'm with you on that. I think that you could very well see this series though go 7 games, and then at that point, all bets are off for me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll ride out my tickets from there. I have futures tickets, so I'm hoping it goes 7 because I got the Lightning at 12-1. I got Vasilevsky Conn Smythe at 40-1. I would love that huge payday.
And we will move on to best bets, and we will start with dog of the day as we usually do. A little bit of different setup here, so it should be easier for people to read. For me, dog of the day, none. There's no dog that I'm on today, so I didn't put one in. Nick, you like the Tampa Bay Lightning. Tim likes the Washington Nationals. Bryant, you like the Atlanta Braves.
Yeah.
Occupancy likes the Cleveland Guardians. And Jake is also going on the Atlanta Braves for his dog of the day. Over or under. For me, Minnesota, first 5, team total over 2.5. Nick, you're going Hamilton, Winnipeg under 43. Tim is going Miami, New York Mets under 7.5. Bryant, you're going Toronto, first 5, team total over 2.5. Occupancy is going Tampa Bay, Colorado over 6. And Jake is taking San Francisco, Cincinnati over 7.5. And then for best bets and best parlay pieces, I will start with best parlay piece. For me, it's a St. Louis money line. Nick, you're going Chicago White Sox money line. Tim is going Arizona Diamondbacks money line. Bryant, you're taking the Cardinals team total over 3.5. Occupancy is going with Colorado money line as his best parlay piece. And Jake is taking Tampa Bay Rays first 5 money line as his parlay piece. And I see, Nick, that you're typing in DJ's bets. I must not.
Yeah, he put that in the group chat, so I typed it out.
Awesome, thanks. Yeah, I have not looked at my phone. But he is going Landeskog over 0.5 point. Going right back to that. Let's see. Oops. All right. Does he have a dog?
Nope.
And then for his total, he's going to go with the over as well. Perfect. And then best bets. For me, Toronto Blue Jays, first 5, -0.5. I like them to be leading after first 5. Nick, you're taking the White Sox minus 1.5. Tim is taking the Atlanta Dream in the WNBA minus 1. Brian, you're doing a 2-team parlay here. Mets first 5, team total under 1.5, and Toronto first 5 minus 0.5 at plus 213. Occupancy is parlaying Colorado money line with the over 5.5 at plus 164. DJ is taking Colorado money line plus the over 5.5 plus 155. And Jake is going Chicago White Sox first 5 minus 0.5 at minus 120. And that is it. Let's see here. Cards team total over has been bank. Yes. Yes, it has. I cashed on it quite a few times as well recently. And that is the show. Best luck to everybody tonight. We'll be on tomorrow, noon Eastern, Sunday, noon Eastern. And we will see you tomorrow. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like the content, smash the like button. We appreciate all the support. Best of luck in your bets tonight, and we will see you tomorrow. Have a good one, guys.